All right, so Marcus Ely here for Status Coup, and I am in Nashua, New Hampshire, my birthplace actually. And I was here to visit family, but New Hampshire is one of the early primary states, so I decided to take some time off from my vacation a little bit and get to work and kind of talk to the Nashua or New Hampshire voters. And I parked at my mom's house and walked across the street, and here's a guy with a sign. And that's how political New Hampshire is in general. Like, folks are really proud to have the the second primaries here and be an early primary state. And can you tell us a little bit about your sign you got here, sir?
Okay, well, I find that I started. I was an anti-war protester. That's how I got into the habit. We used to have a
Anti-war during Vietnam?
during Iraq.
Iraq, okay.
So I just sort of added this no wall sign, and I find that a lot of people is responding to it. Most people that say anything, that's what they'll talk about.
Okay.
But I have I have a lot of issues, immigration and trans rights.
Turn that around again just so they can read the sign. So we got, of course, New Hampshire says no to the war. This was, of course, during Iraq you were talking about, correct?
Right.
And then this one, we welcome refugees, deport Trump, over the Trump 2020 sign.
Yes. I thought that was a good... I mean, I'm an anti-war activist. But, right now, Trump is the problem. And so I've kind of expanded it a little bit. Since I'm the only one left, we used to have a group of about 30, and on Saturday we used to meet down at City Hall. But I seem to be the only one left. I do a lot of these. I do 4 vigils a week. I do them in Concord and here in Nashua and in Merrimack and Manchester.
Okay, so you've been an anti-war activist for a long time, and can you talk a little bit about how you feel about the new military budget that just got passed, 700 and I want to say 80 something million?
Yeah, well, that's the problem. I mean,
billion, correction.
Yeah, we spend way too much on the military. We're not getting anything for our money. I don't know what else to say. It's just more and more every time. Yeah. They all vote for it. That's,
They never ask how you're going to pay for that when it comes to the military. Talk about Medicare for all for everybody else. Oh, how you going to pay for that? How you going to pay for that? But never the case when we talk about these wars, huh?
Yes, I agree with that.
All right, so of course, it's an early primary state. Your vote is going to determine a little more of what the narrative is going to be going forward. Can you talk a little bit about what you think or how you think the primary is going thus far?
I think there are way too many Democratic candidates. I think they've got to get behind one winnable candidate, and to me that's Bernie Sanders. Now, it could be Elizabeth Warren, Harris. There's a few, but this is ridiculous. I mean, I think all these Democrats jumping in is pretty much guaranteeing that Trump's going to landslide in this 2020 election. I think people are going to be awful surprised. They don't like hearing it, but I think that's what's going to happen.
So you think that everybody just needs to get out of the way of Bernie Sanders and just kind of...
Well, I wouldn't put it quite that way. I think we should get behind somebody who's a winnable candidate, though. I don't know how many candidates they got.
They're trying to beat the reality show star with the reality show itself. And it's like, he's the star of a reality show.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing this. I've been talking to people on the street for a long time. And to me, right from the beginning of the last election cycle, you could pretty much tell that it was Bernie Sanders against Donald Trump. And if if it had been that, if Sanders was the candidate, he would have beat Trump. He'd be
all the polls clearly said that. All of them. Yeah. And it hasn't changed. Bernie hasn't even been within the margin of error of Donald Trump since 2015.
Yeah, exactly. So, I just, I think the Democrats are really blowing it. They're.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.